All right, Daredevil Born Again, episode 8. That's right. Remember how it took 6 episodes just to get Daredevil in costume and then in an hour solve the serial killer crime by taking out the Muse? Actually, it's the girlfriend that actually shot the Muse, but he was there. She not want to acknowledge it, but he was there. He helped. Just saying. And then Kingpin, he's a mayor now, taking care of those pothole problems and going to marriage counseling. But he's got his wife's former lover in the basement, and he enjoys dining with him at the table behind those bars. So, yeah, episode 8. I wonder where we're going to go. We're going to start by, just having a slow, methodical camera movements around a rose before we go behind the prison walls. And yeah, we're going to go straight to it. Who could have known that we were going to, hey, go back to the bullseye guy that we threw off a building. We're never going to show him in traction. We're never going to show him in the hospital. We're going to jump ahead to his court case and then put him behind bars. And we're going to go right back to that because that makes sense. It really, really does. Yeah, we're moving him. We're going to have this scene where we put him in general population because that's going to go well and that's not going to be shady. And then, of course, we have our credits before we have little conversations and nothing about the girlfriend. He takes Vanessa down to see Adam, which is the ex-lover. And then what's going to transpire with that? And Matt is fighting over with the girlfriend. But what matters is what Vanessa does with Adam and how they come together. Because she takes care of business. She does. She's a woman who takes care of business. And he brings them back together again. Don't know why it took 8 episodes to get to this point. What took so long? Why did we have so much to get to this point? I have said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm convinced that after 9 episodes, the season's going to be 9 episodes, we could have made a 2-hour movie. We could have made a 2-hour movie. It's probably going to be okay. It won't be great. It's not going to knock the socks off of anybody. But could you imagine if we could edit this? Take episode 5. I've kind of revisited episode 5, which is the bank robbery. Make that our intro to the movie. Cut it all up. It's silly and cheeky. Kamala Khan's dad's there talking to Matt about the loan and whatever. And we speed it up into a robbery. Who cares about the gem, all that lead up, and just have it get to the, and then we set it up. And then we can have a time jump because it didn't matter if that happened yesterday or a year ago. Then have the time jump lead into episode 1 with the death of Foggy. He's no longer Daredevil. We can get on with our story. That's our editing force, right? We knew they're going to come back together again. He's not going to kill her. He's not. Okay. That's all we've gotten so far. And then it's a lot of Matt. I don't understand the character journey. The character journey is all over the place. And this is not the comic books, folks. I just tell people, look, I know I'm the one saying some of the comic books are not for everyone. They're not superheroes and tights, throwing fisticuffs all the time. There's a lot of court case ones. There's a lot of story arcs about Matt dealing with this moral conundrum, dealing with his faith, dealing with being a vigilante and also trying to be a nice guy. Fine. But there is a through line to who Matt is. This show has Matt all over the map. There's sad Matt. There's angry Matt. There's irresponsible Matt. There's I love you, honey Matt. There's Matt who just ready to throw down with Kingpin for no reason because Kingpin didn't do anything to him in that moment, Matt. I mean, there's just so many different versions of what this character is doing. And it's not in a complex, interesting way. It's just nonsense. All of this, just minutes and minutes go by just to put him in the room with Bullseye. That's right. We had to sit through like 5, 6, 7 minutes go by before this. And then you know how it's going to end, right? You know what's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. They're going to say a few words. They're going to snark a little bit. And he slams his face into the table because that's what Matt Murdock would do. I'm like, what on earth is happening? And then Matt just says, they come in and interrupt him. And Matt goes, well, he just started banging his head on the table. What? He's Bullseye. Why would anyone think Bullseye would do that? Okay. I don't even like any of this as Bullseye development. I would have just had Bullseye in a cell in General Pop, and he doesn't go out of his cell and just people try to threaten him. He just murders them all with the crap that's in his cell. He can take, I don't know, threads, and he can have this little device and this little thing. It doesn't matter what he finds, he can kill you with it. Like that's the beauty of this guy. He's not going to miss. He's going to kill you. So that is where we're going. Spoiler alert. That's where we're going. Cocktail, waste of time before we get to him, where he basically gets to jump on these two police with like what looks like a tooth that they're working on some dental stuff from the injury. And he basically uses the tooth, spits it in this guy's face, and gets the upper hand. Then we come back to the cocktail party. Does anyone care about the cocktail party? Does everyone care? I mean, how much time is wasted on the cocktail party? Again, do we need 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes? How much do we need? You know, Matt's not there. That's the tension. Do we need Vanessa going, hey, you look hot? And we talk about it. And we had to cut away to the other characters that don't matter. And then we, have Kingpin in the white suit, which looks really cool, by the way, seeing him back in the white suit. And then we have to find out what's going on about nothing. It's just cocktail party nonsense that just goes on the whole freaking episode before we have Bullseye. So, yeah, Bullseye's going to show up. Bullseye's going to do his thing. Yeah, that's what we're going to get. I'm not sure I understand what the point of all this is. Like I said, we're going to get a 2-hour story out of all this, but we're expected to sit through just countless episodes of bad writing and bad characters and things that don't go anywhere. We're supposed to be all just hanging on the seat of our pants for this finale. And, oh, wait till see what happens, Pops. Oh, there's season 2 already, Pops. And look at these photos on the set on season 2. I just want something good. And instead, the best I'm going to get is mediocre. Daredevil Born Again proved to be mediocre with some bright spots here and there. I do enjoy the slow burn in some ways because it is like the comic book, but we sure could have sped it up to get there, though. Okay, so the big spoiler, right? What do I think? Matt gets shot. He's actually saving Kingpin's life because, yes, Bullseye is there. He's going to shoot Kingpin. I will say the disappointing thing was that they weren't shooting Vanessa, who accidentally shoots Heather, or just something like that. Matt's not going to die. There's a season 2. The cliffhanger doesn't work because we know it doesn't work. Like, so, again, good storytelling. What are the stakes? The stakes are he could die. The stakes are it could force Kingpin and Daredevil to align to take out Bullseye. I mean, are you that drawn in by the stunt of having Matt take the bullet? Are you? Really? I just don't. I just can't do it. I just can't believe that. It's, you know what it is? It reminds me of the way Infinity War worked when they blipped everybody. They all turned to dust. And the problem was they included characters for movies that were already greenlit, right? I actually always said, you know how much more powerful Infinity War would have felt if they didn't blip the key characters like Doctor Strange and Black Panther, who had already had their movies greenlit. We knew there was going to be another movie. They could have easily have just been part of the Avengers team that would go and battle Thanos. Like, it really wouldn't have made that much of a difference, but it would have left us with a cliffhanger of who actually died. But they had to blip so many people and actually reduced the impact of the blip in a lot of ways because you sat there and you go, well, they're obviously coming back. And you knew they would come back, but you would feel more gravitas in the moment. We know Matt's not dead. So it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I get it. It's a spoiler. I should be on the edge of my seat. I should be, let's talk about this. Oh my God, it's this ending, blah, blah, blah. Why? In episode 9, it's not going to matter. The recap will tell you what you needed to know. Sure could have sped it up. That's my take on it. You guys can tell me I'm crazy. I don't know what to expect. I don't know, man.